April should be joining us in just a moment on here. I don't know how many people are going to come for this. I think that people understanding financial literacy, especially understanding what the Noble Institution can do for them. I think, Iraq's important. Don't ever get me wrong, but I think you have to live outside of the realm of one investment. You have to be involved in a few investments for you to really get a grasp of what's going on in the world and how you can make money every day. So we're going to give April a second here to chime in. I can't hear her, so whatever she's saying, can't hear. Oh. Yeah, I'm digging this. Got the air going, got the lights on in the studio. Okay, let me see what she's saying here. Oops, sorry. Pardon me on that one. Forget that I use my iPad for everything. Let me see what she's saying.
I'm having computer problems. I'm trying to log in now.
Okay, having a couple problems. That's okay. Gives people more of an opportunity to join. We got Daisy in the building. There she is. There she is. There's April. We're recording this. Shout out. First of all, I always like to start these videos out the same way. These videos are sponsored by the Noble Institution. The link shall be in the description. They sponsor what we do, and they are also a major sponsor in making everything happen for us. This is going to be a talk about finances, a little bit about literacy, a little bit about what we do as a company, how it can benefit you, how you can take advantage of some things that are going on and expand your investment environment. I want to say good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the world. How would you guys like to start this talk? This is a roundtable discussion about how we want to begin. How would we describe the Noble Institution? You're on mute, April.
Can you hear me?
Now we can. Yes, ma'am.
I'm having computer problems, so I'm trying to still get into the computer. I'm doing this from my phone. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And I'm not sure exactly how. I'm April BB, if you don't know. And, my part of all this is kind of on the finance side. So do you want me to take the floor and talk, or?
No. What I wanted to do is I wanted to start off by telling people, well, what is the Noble Institution? It's not just financing, but the Noble Institution is a website. We talked about doing this over a year ago. It has the social media platform that interacts just like Facebook. When you join, you have access to that. You have access also to several groups. That's why we have certain people that are in here right now that are, either going to join or joining. And what we want to talk about is each one of our parts, right? What we do with Noble. We're going to talk a lot about trading. We're going to talk about stocks. We're going to talk about blocks. We're going to talk about investment opportunities and how you can benefit from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think about a year ago, people were really kind of like, well, hey, what are you guys doing? What's going on? You talked about a website. Did you build one? Yes, we built one. The website is called The Noble Institution. It is an institution. It's of higher learning. We're trying to get people actively involved in not just investing, but taking their life by the horns and allowing themselves to make money, not just in the dinar, but in the dinar space with either blocks, or if you want to have some management in your medium to short term type of goals. I've got April, and then your really short terms, I've got Megan right here. So I'm not going to start off with blocks. We can start with you, April, since you seem like you're ripping and raring to go. What exactly is it you do with the organization and what's going on?
Here.
Okay, you're on here?
Yeah. All right, finally, I'm here. All right. And you can hear me fine?
Yeah.
Perfect, good. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Megan, how are you doing? I handle the cryptocurrency group, the Forex trading piece, and then currently I'm working on stocks and options. We have a little stock and option group there. I really try to find things in the financial realm that will produce income for people and help them grow or give them the tools to make them financially literate. So one of the areas, Bitcoin, I often post articles, have discussions about what's hot, what's going on. Like currently there's a new coin coming out that I'm doing a deeper dive on. And I think that'll be great for the group to know about. It ranges from $1.29. It went up to $1.60 last night. And it has to do with the internet and using that internet to kind of in a blockchain world. So think of it as like cable on the go. So it'll be internet on the go, and it'll be through a blockchain system. So I'm researching that to make sure it's a good investment for everyone, and then I'll tell everyone about that. Another thing that I've been doing, I've been really big on stocks and stock options, and also penny stocks. I've been looking at the different price actions, trying to understand price action and how the market works. What are the great plays? I've been testing those things out on myself, my own personal retirement account. So I look for volatility, like I said, price action and momentum strategy. So I've been doing a lot of research, a lot of reading on those things, and trying to really put those tools into place. Then we have the Forex piece, and there we have active and passive trading. So, I've been kind of handling that as well. And that's kind of it in a nutshell, what I do.
So can you explain to me exactly what is passive trading, please, April?
Sure. Passive trading is where, you allow us to trade for you. So you set up your account through Yugo's Way, and we manage that for you. So every time we take a trade, you take a trade, you're on that ride, that journey with us. There's different tiers to that, depending on what you can afford, what level you can afford to do. There's level 1 at $250. That will trade at a 0.01 lot size. People say, well, what does that mean exactly? A 0.01 lot size is not a penny. It means 10 cents per trade. The next level is level 2. That's $500. And at $500, you trade at 0.05 lot size, which is 50 cents per trade. And then the highest level, tier 3, you trade at 0.10, which is $1. So you would trade every trade would be open at $1. And how Forex works is based on pips, price in action, or price percentage in points. And so as we get those pips, if it goes up, you're up a certain amount of pips. Let's say you're up 10 pips at a 10-cent lot size, then you would be up $1. If it goes the other direction, you're negative $1. So that's pretty much, how Forex market works. We look at different currency pairs. Currently, we've been focusing on the Great Britain pound and the Japanese yen.
So if let's just say I want to join the Noble Institution Trading Division, if I was to do passive trading, it's $100 a month to join. You fund your account, right? And then we do the trading for you. So instead of you having to go out and do Uber, or instead of you having to go out and do a side hustle, this could be your gig to get you over the top. And I would always tell people, as it makes money, take that money down. Put that money in your wallet. Use it as your weekly money. It's not taxable, right? And it allows you to make some extra money from home without having to go out and do anything extra. Deborah, you got a little feedback there. You got a question?
Sorry, no.
That's okay. That's okay. What passive trading was designed for was the busy person in mind. The person that, like, let's just says, I don't have time to get involved in the FX markets. I only want to be involved in just seeing the wins or accepting the losses. And hopefully you win a lot more than you gain. If you have a $250 account, the goal is to end up at the end of the month with over a $500 account. On a $500 account, the goal is to get you around $1,100. That's the goal now. Doesn't always happen. It's not always easy. But with favorable market environment, your goal is to get you to above $500 that month. So you put in 5, you get 5 back, or about 6 back. That pays for your membership, and then also puts money in your pocket that you can save towards other things. The third tier being at 1,000, I think that's probably one of the most opportune, if you can afford it, accounts. That should get you around $2,200 a month. And with that, you can really say, okay, look, I put 1,000 in, I'm saving 1,000. If you were to hold out for a year, take out your wins and losses, you could basically average about $13,000 a year off a $1,000 investment. That is 130 times your investment, basically. That's the goal. The goal is to get you to invest, but you make some money out of it so you can do something else out of it, right? So that tier right here for passive trading monthly is $100. Okay. Now the flip side of that coin, right? If you had a coin, if you got passive, you're gonna have active trading. So I'm gonna ask Megan, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about active trading real quick and how you've benefited from it and the goals and stuff that you've done, how long you do it, stuff like that, please.
Absolutely. Active trading was more for me because I like being in control of things. I like to be able to control how much I make per month. I like to be able to put in a little more time on my own. I like studying different things. And one of the things that I loved about active trading was that it wasn't just something that we launched you into it and we were like, okay, well, there you go, sink or swim. It was a process. You are taken through courses that help teach you the lingo and how to read the different graphs and everything. And you become part of a support group, basically. And that's the way that I describe it, because it's comprised of people who have been in the industry longer and some newbies who aren't, and, everyone in between. And when I got started, at first I was very intimidated by the process, but then again, you're in a classroom with other people and you have access on our website, which is so fantastic, to other people who have already gone through the class, like myself, Miss Phoebe, Mr. Brando, Kevin, Greg. All of these people have already gone through the process and will be available to help you if you need help. In fact, for a while there, we were hosting a little class, or a little a trading class every Thursday morning before the holidays. And I'm sure we'll pick that back up again when things smooth out a little bit. But one of the things, that I found from my personal investing was, the first month I was getting my, legs and learning how to do it. And we have this wonderful system called the Nobilizer. And what this does is it helps teach you through audio and visual cues when to buy, get in and out of certain buys. And it just teaches you a little bit, it coaches you through how to read what's happening. And I would say I started about 2 months ago. Does that sound right, Brandon? About
Yeah,
2 months
ago. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I started.
Maybe no, 3 months ago. 3 months ago. We were in October. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
About 3 months ago. And I'd say over the course of that 3 months, I've probably grossed a little over $3,000. So that's about $1,000 a month. And this is something I'm doing on the side. That I'm not really, doing every single day. I'm not watching it diligently. I have my days that I like to trade. And, Brandon can back me on that. There are very specific days that I like to trade. In fact, when we were talking about when to do the class, I said, well, there are specific times that I like to do too. So the class was at 9 o'clock on a Thursday, 9 in the morning on a Thursday. Why? Because that's when I found that I got a lot of my little hits there. So again, one of the things, that I really loved about the active training was definitely the community concept of it, the education component to it. And, there's no limit to what you can make. It depends on what you're willing to put into it. And that's one of the things that I love about it. If I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching TV, I can be trading. I can sit there, work the Forex market and make 50, $100, just sitting there watching TV. I can be sitting watching something with my daughter, or, even from my phone, I can be standing in the grocery store line and just watching it. It's one of those things where I've really found a lot of fulfillment in it, because it's coming from a place where I feel like I'm putting in the work for it. And I really like that about active trading. So
active trading costs basically $150 a month. It gives you the educational tool, which is the Noble Institution tool. It's all automated. It's on our website. You go through the coursework, you study, you have to pass tests. When you're done passing those tests, it notifies us. We put you inside of our trading class, which happens on Thursdays. We trade every Thursday at 8 a.m. CST, and there's about 6 or 7 of us in there that are actively trading all the time. We have a lot more people in the group, but as a group, we like to trade New York session that morning. It's a very up and down market. We pick our pairs out. We have a lot of fun. We have coffee and conversation. And you know what? I've watched, Megan or Tina or a few other people pull down $300 in that hour. You don't have to do these things for hours and hours and hours and hours on end to see some type of benefit from it. And it's instantaneous. And I encourage everybody, once you make money out of one of these investments, take it down. Take it down. Keep that for yourself. Don't let it ride. Reason is, it's called making a profit, right? So passive trading, you want us to do the work for you? April's capable hands will make sure things go smoothly. I'm in contact with you a lot of the time, or we contact you through the site. You can DM us. Everything the site can do, Facebook can do, or Twitter can do. It's exactly the same thing, right? The idea is that you're not having to go to 4 different platforms to go look at options, to go look at penny stocks, to go look at, and I'll make you guys laugh. There was a stock option that we're getting involved in here in the next week. Nicole got involved in, and she had already been in it, healthy, and I got jealous. It made me want to pony up, right, Nicole?
Yes.
And she said, well, I'm already on that, B. You're late.
That was from April. As soon as she says something, I immediately go in, check it out, and see. I was like, okay, this is looking good. Because what we were both talking about is that we look at potential, as that's what you guys, Megan and you, Brando. I mean, we're looking at the potential of what could be. But I saw that you got excited about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I sold off 4 stocks I bought that weren't really doing anything, but of course it's the weekend, so nothing's happening until Monday. But I'm just gonna wait, and as soon as they're sold off, I'm gonna immediately reinvest them into the other one.
And the cool thing about it is that stock is in the stock options group inside of the Noble Institution. I'm not going to tell you the stock. You got to join the institution. I'm being honest, right?
Yeah,
right?
I understand.
And the idea is it's fun, right? We have fun with it. We communicate with each other. We talk to each other. We say, hey, look, how much are you putting in? You might only have $50 to put in. That's okay. Yeah. But if that $50 in short term, meaning 6 months or less, turns into 2,500, I'm going to coin the term right now. I'm not coining it. It's a real term. It's called a uniform investment, a unicorn investment. Unicorn investments happen every day, right?
Yes.
You put money in. Look at what people do with Uber. If you would have put in $500 into Uber when it started, right now you'd be worth $12.5 million.
Damn.
12.5.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when I put money in something, I normally I leave it in and don't even touch it. So that's normally what I do anyway. I mean, when I invest with Noble, I'm just put the money. I don't really think about that. I was going to ask both you, Megan, and April, what about, like I always invest, but I never want to pull anything out. So what is the amount that you have to pull out before it starts showing up on your taxes?
That amount is anything greater than $600. So here's the thing. There's like a lot of little jewels, and I get excited about the stuff, and Brandon will probably, shut me up because I talk too much, but I get excited about this, like numbers, stocks, all that good stuff. So, the right thing to do is open a Roth account. Okay. If you're going to be trading, especially if you're thinking you're going to be making a profit, open a Roth account.
Okay.
You can't take it out until you retire. However, there's ways around that. But there's no capital gains inside of a Roth. And you can go Google that and research that.
Okay.
So what does that mean? If I make $5,000, I don't have to give 37% to the IRS. I get to keep it. Now, like I said, there's ways around it. If you were buying a house, they'll allow you to take out a draw before your retirement age. But you have to be retirement age really to touch that. So that's one way around, especially, if you're planning on investing anything and making, a good amount of money, like Tesla or Peloton. A lot of people have seen returns on those, and there are some big numbers. So, you have to always think about when you get ready to cash in, how am I going to deal with these capital gains? So if it's under 1 year, it's 37%. If it's a long-term capital gain, you're looking at 20%.
Oh, what is long term considered? Like a year and a half, 3 years, 5 years?
Yeah, anything as soon as you pass that year, it could be a year and 1 day.
Okay.
That's a long term. But someone like me, I swing trade a lot. So I have a lot of short-term gains that I have to deal with. So that's why I say the trick around that is basically a Roth.
And April posts the options trades that she does in the options section, part of the Noble Institution. You should join the Noble Institution for these stock tips, because everybody is basically on here right now, Deborah included. Kendall, I think you're even on there. And SR, I can't remember who you are exactly. It might be Venus. It really might be Venus right there. Venus was in there for a long time. Things happen. But the idea is that you're getting this information, right? You can do it on Robinhood. You can do it on Webull. You can do it on Fidelity. Or if you want to do something more passive, do it on the side. Let us take the burden for you. Every day doesn't win, but however you're in the game. You see what I'm saying? At least now you're getting those options. And I don't like the word spoon-fed because I think that's a negative connotation, but they're giving you the winners that we've projected, that they've done research on. And they've said, Nicole said, hey, I think this is right, is a great thing to do right now. We should do an option on that. April does an analysis. Megan and I might do a little research. And then we jump in. We get our money out. And what I like to do is, this is me personally, I like to have everything set up either as LLCs or corporations, S-Corps especially. The reason for it, it's treated just like income for an individual. So if I'm doing passive or active trading, I'm taking down limits of $300 or less. So or $500 or less. So what I'm saying to you is, if you had, let's say, a perfect week, every week was $500, or let's say $450. 450 times 5 is over $2,000 that week you made tax-free, either actively or passively, right? It did nothing. That's what the Noble Institution does for you. And then, like, we got people like Nicole that's doing research on other stuff like the dinar, like the Dawn, that's posted in there daily, and say, hey, look, you want to keep up with your dinar investment? Do it here. Don't get the watered down version. Don't look for the opinion piece. I try to give very little opinion as possible and do what April called a deep dive into a subject, figure it out, give an analysis, and give it back to her. So she can give it to someone like Nicole or Megan or Deborah or Kendall or Venus or whoever's on here and say, look, this is a good play.
Ah, okay.
Oh, Nicole's raising her hand. Go ahead, Nicole.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No,
and this is a little off subject, but just you were talking about the dinar information. So you saw Rashid Bank is not going to give out withdrawals or deposits until the 3rd of January, right?
Right.
Due to the fiscal year. I'm so sick of people talking about the fiscal year is between March 30th and April 1st.
Lies.
It is a calendar year. And this is, Rafidian Bank is even saying that. I'm like, I want to just scream. Every time I hear that from these dumbass gurus, it just really irritates me.
I don't understand why that's a question though, because
you know why, babe?
Brought up
because they don't know.
You went over that, and basically
2 years ago.
Yeah. So that's
I'm with you guys on that. The fiscal year in Iraq starts January 1. It is. That's just what it is. Like it, don't like it, lie to you, I won't do. But I will tell you this. If you're sitting there in that investment right now and you're looking at devaluation and saying, oh my God, this is so horrible. It's not horrible. It's a good thing. It's called squeezing the dollar out. Make the dollar what it truly should be. It shouldn't be in the marketplace in Iraq. I'm not trying to make this an Iraq show. But what I am trying to tell everybody is it's a fire sale for the thing that I'm going to talk about, which is stocks in Iraq, the blocks. The only thing I can ever tell you, if you want to know a true representation of, in my opinion, what the Iraqi stock exchange represents, to us as investors, if I took all my dinar and I could sell it at face value, not face value, but value that I invested in it at,
Mm-hmm.
I would sell it all off. I would invest it in our LISX group into the stock market. Now,
Yeah.
the stock market portion of us is $30 a month. You know why? Because when people pay for something, it means something. If people get something for free and it doesn't cost them anything, they're quick to back out of it because you know why? They've got no skin in the game.
Yeah.
Skin in the game means that you're invested. Nicole's invested. Megan's invested. God knows April and I are invested, right? A lot of other people are invested, but the reason why we charge that minimal amount is because when you pay for something, it means something. You can't go to your friendly lawyer today and say, "Hey, look, I'm going through a divorce. I want to talk to a lawyer." The lawyer's going to ask you for what? A retainer up front. They're not going to say, "Oh, I'll give you all this free advice. Go out there and do what you do."
Pro
No,
bono.
no, there's no pro bono in life. And that's the problem with the dinar community in some factors. Everybody wants everything for free. Oh, free information, free this. Yes, it's all free. But you know what? Conceptualizing it or understanding it's not free.
Yeah.
It's not.
And when you join, you get more than just that. I mean, you get a plethora of knowledge. I mean, we all are in different groups. We all provide different information. So, I think it's very valuable when you pay the $30 a month. And I want to put this little nugget out here and what the wealthy do. The wealthy look for opportunity. And this is just no different than the dinar community, but I'm talking about stocks here. Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about it all the time. When the stock market dies, that's when you see your wealthy go in, buy at a low price, and wait for it to recover. So, I want people, and this is across cryptocurrency, LISXX, like because the dinar is dropping, but guess what? You can get more for your money now. So you
It's
always
a fire
have to
sale
think about that. And just with the same thing with the stock market, the same thing with the crypto market. And don't get in when it's high. The FOMO, people, I get emails all the time. Should I buy Bitcoin? You should have bought Bitcoin a long time ago. Now we have to sit here and wait for the dip. Now, my analysis, I thought it was going to dip back down to 14K. So far, it doesn't look like it's going to do that. So I can't even say where the new bottom is, where the new all-time low will be, or where that floor is. Because right now we're reaching all-time highs. So,
and can I give a little excerpt about crypto real quick? And I'm not big on digital, but April hit me with this. I know she hit Nicole for sure. Me and Megan were a little bit in the dark. I got into it about 3 hours late. If you were involved in XRP, if you're an XRP fan, if you're out here living and pumping up XRP, guess what? The SEC is coming after their ass. So guess what I did? I sold my position. I invested in Chainlink. I did it on purpose.
yeah.
Because you know what? You buy on the news, you sell on the rumors. Being honest.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get that. I'm buying when it's going down. I'm not buying when it's at an all-time peak. Why would I get in Bitcoin right now? It's $25,000. Why would I do that? I can't afford it.
And I will say this, I sold off XRP, but now I'm looking for a deal to get back in, right? Because it's been teetering and tottering. So if I can get back in at 20 cents, I don't mind, because I sold at 45 cents. So, that's what I'm saying. Timing is everything.
Can I say this though about XRP? I'm looking at that too, just like you're saying, but I'm also monitoring every day of the news about it because I'm monitoring that court case. The SEC is just like the Feds. Feds go after you, guess what? They got like a 90% conviction rate.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how they recover. So I get that, right? I'm looking for the deal, but I'm also looking to see what they do with the SEC. And that's what when people come on here and say, this is my favorite coin. This is my favorite thing. I love this more than anything. Why? Well, I don't know, because I heard it on some other guru's channel and they pumped it. So now I'm on here. It's mine. It's mine. And guess what? SEC hits, it tanks. And guess what? Now it becomes on sale, but you got to watch the SEC. It goes deeper than just saying I like something or I don't like. I love the Seattle Seahawks. That's my football team. You think I'm going to bet on them against the Super Bowl champs if I don't think? A lot of people are going to say, well, you're not a real fan. I'm not a fan of money. I'm a fan of making money.
Very true. Very true. Well
Does
said.
that make sense?
Well said. No, well said. Because I think when you're a fan of something, right, you're gonna fall short. And the reason why I say I'm trying to get back into XRP at 20 cents, I have no problem swing trading. I mean, I'm not loyal to any of them. I mean, honestly. Now I do believe Bitcoin is going to one day be at 50K. So you know what? I'm not selling. I'm holding on to that one. But that's for a bigger vision because there is less room to buy Bitcoin. So the other coins, yeah, I'm here for it. So if I double my investment, I may sell it and get back in because the market has ebbs and flows. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. So, think about how many times you could have been in and out of a particular coin. And I use that same thing. I've made so much money off of Peloton, just jumping in and out of it. So Peloton, Teslas, those are my two go-to. And I mean, with the volatility in those two alone, and that's why I talked about earlier, price action, momentum strategy. And if you really read up on that, I mean, and I talk about it on the Noble Institution, that once you learn that, you'll understand some things and target certain stocks that are volatile, just like Bitcoin.
Can I give one more piece to that? I also like Riot. I also like MAR for volatility. I look for puts. I look for calls. They go up and down every day because you know what? Riot's connected to Bitcoin. As the rumors happen, guess what? Boom, it goes up. As the news happens, it goes down. So either way, if you're involved inside of the institution, guess what? You got an opportunity to make money. It's just like being in Forex. You can make money as the price goes up. You can make money as the price goes down. It's not a loser. You got to invest, though. It's kind of like that old joke about God and that guy. And he says, oh, God, please help me win the lotto. And God says, well, meet me halfway, Mr. Brando, buy a ticket. I'm trying to give you the ticket, which brings me to the last thing, which is what I call it my golden long-term ticket, which are blocks. You join the Noble Institution. Yes, I'm not a free group. I admit it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but you know what? The reason why is because there's a greater being to what we're doing than just saying you're involved in ISX. ISX right now is on sale. It's going to be on sale for the next 3 months. I don't care what your favorite guru tells you. It's going to be $1,400 or at least in the high 13s for a while. And that's a good thing. If you're buying stocks in Iraq, which we do, and we're going to do next week again, we're going to put forth a chunk of money. And we're going to say, look, we're in it, and we're in it for these reasons. And when you buy those blocks, each block is $200. You have to be a member in good standing. And shout out to all the people that joined last week. We had like 10 or 15 people. If you're going to pump money into something, if you had $200 and you only had 100,000 in dinar, I would save $200, or I'd save $300. I would join the Noble Institution, right? Look for dividend spend on our part because we have our own ETF inside the company. Yeah, it's a real company. We built this. This is what we've been doing. People didn't just talk about the infrastructure of the Noble Institution. We built it from the financial end all the way to the application. And so that way you make money on your own. The company makes money so we can help pay out something. And it allows you the opportunity to make passive income in your home without having to leave your house. Every day that I look at there being a new COVID alienation, it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
It does. And with the stock opportunity, I'll give you guys an example. The closest thing that I can equate this to is what they did in Russia. In Russia, the United States government with the New York Stock Exchange, and this was in 1997, right, wrote this huge article, and I can send it to April to post in this. But part of the SEC's goal was to strengthen the exchange system inside of post-communism Russia. If you look at post-communism Russia, it's very much like revaluation time or reinstatement time for the Iraqi dinar. It's basically the same thing. And I'm going to show you how you can make a ton of money in this. Buying blocks and being a $30 member gives you opportunity that just, it will blow your mind. And the reason for it is it's an untapped, unknown market. The average person that invested in the Russian stock exchange, and this was in basically 1997, 1998, they received on average 23.33% return minimally.
Damn.
Maximally, when it hit to 1998, which was the following year, they hit 107.57% ROI, return on investment on stocks purchases in the ruble. Now you're going to say to me, Mr. Brando, how much is the Russian ruble worth at that point? Anybody dare to guess? How much?
How much is the Russian ruble worth? I'm messing with you.
1 cent. 1 cent. Can you imagine as a group buying stocks? That's why when we sit there and look at Iraq and say it's an evaluation as a market cap goes, it's going to be greater than 1 cent. It's going to be $1 or something close to it. At 1 cent, you got 100 and something percent return. At $1, it's 1,000,000% return. It's a non-lose, but it's a long-term game. You got to be in it to win it. You can't get in it and then be like, well, I don't like what's going on. I'm not going to pay it. You won't get your dividend. We're going to hold it. You'll have to catch up all them months that you don't have paid up, because people that actually participate in something, it means more toward them, because you'll do your own research. This is all about not spoon feeding you, but leading you down a path. I make this joke all the time. Consider the Iraqi Dinar lottery ticket. Some of you holding 5, 10, 15 million, 20 million, 100 million. If I gave you $100 million right now, what would you do with it? How would you avoid capital gains? How would you avoid investing in things that are going to keep you at a point where you don't lose money, but you make money on your investment? What companies did you set up to protect yourself from liability within that scheme, that therefore you can make money and then divert those capital gains in an investment that you don't pay it on, being that you're an S Corp or an LLC?
Can I interject something real quick?
Please.
Basically, the way Greg and I have it set up is that we already have a relationship with this exchange house called AFEX.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to do is we're going to wire, once it revalues,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to bring it there. They're going to wire it to our brokerage house, JP Morgan. It'll immediately be wired there, and that avoids some of the problems that when you go to banks.
Right.
So beyond that, Greg has all the, the deets, but that was just
and
something.
Be a member and get those deets, right? And be a member and get those
exactly.
deets. No.
Exactly. But yeah, so I know that's going to be one thing. I mean, so no money will have to be carried in hand. It'll automatically be wired from the brokerage house. I mean, from the exchange to the brokerage house.
And my other thing for telling people about investing in corporate is this: even if you invest in a venture capital company, which does nothing more than invest in other investments, it's only taxed as personal income. So the only thing you really want to take out of that investment, something you're willing to pay tax on, unless you're willing to set up citizen by investment or something else. That all comes with the Noble Institution. And we're not ever going to abandon Iraq. That's the whole thing. We do these talks every Sunday via Not a Holiday because we want people to understand that, you know what? You can sit around and wait for something to happen, or you can make something to happen for yourself today. For your everybody's New Year's resolution is to lose weight and make money, right? Right? I'm looking at all these things. I want to lose weight and I want to make a lot more money, right?
Yep.
And I would ask every single one of you, and I mean this sincerely, by what method? Now, don't answer that. I'll tell you by what method. You surround your people that are like-minded that want to invest. And this is going to go over a lot of people's heads. A lot of people are going to sit back and say, I don't have $200 to invest. I don't have $500 to put in a stock. I don't have $50 to join. I don't have, and you know what? But you're sitting on $400,000 in dinar that's doing nothing for you right now. Everybody wants to retire, but no one wants to put forth the investment to retire. You're waiting on a lottery ticket. Why wait on a lottery ticket? Why don't you create one?
Hey, everybody wants to be thin, but nobody wants to exercise.
Man, if I could turn this around, I'm sitting here staring at my treadmill, lights in my face, got the fan on. My big butt's going to get on there tomorrow. I was on there yesterday on Sundays. and Thursdays on purpose. And I got my
Okay.
sweatshirt, I get my big butt up there and I do my 45 minutes to an hour, or I go outside and I catch some fresh air. It doesn't mean that I'm stopping. It just means, like Nicole said, if you want to be thin, gotta work at it. You want to be financially secure, you gotta work at it. It takes an investment. Now, I won't stretch this out because we're hitting that 40-minute mark. I'm gonna go over each plan from the beginning. You want to join and buy blocks, $200. My ROI on those long term, I truly believe between 10 and 30 million. If you want to do passive trading, it's $100 a month. You either can fund a $250 account, a $500 account, or a $1,000 account. Let us work for you. We have 40 people in there right now. Let's get that to 100. I would love to make 100 people $12,500. I've already made them money. Someone asked me the other day, well, what have you made for your group? I've returned everybody's investment per month for every month I've been in passive trading. I've returned it. Whether they took it down or not was their decision. Okay. Number two, you are a thrill seeker. You want to control your own destiny. Be like Megan. Spend an hour, a couple days a week. Just a couple. Find your favorite trade days. Take the course. Pass the test. Join us on Thursdays. Make unlimited income, and that you can keep in and just leverage your money against it. Control your lot size. Control what you're betting on. Make money. Or be like me. Bet long shot, long way. ISX is going to be a huge profitable center for everybody one day. And those that look at the dinar and say, well, if you passed on the dinar, you're not going to get anything. No, if you passed on the ISX and you don't join with us, I'm telling you now, you're going to be mad. You'll be mad in 6 months anyway when we pay dividends out, hopefully anyway. You'll be mad then anyway. You'll say, look, I joined this other group. Oh, it's awesome. I joined it. I don't pay my monthly fee. But guess what? They don't give you anything back. We give you something back, plus give you the opportunity to make more money in different avenues, in different areas that don't cost you a thing. Why wouldn't you join?
Something significant just happened in Iraq too, is that they're now exporting, they just talked about exporting gas from Turkey because Iran's cutting them off. I had posted that. And I think that's going to be super significant in the entire country because, you know, we kept extending the sanctions and, you know, and giving them exemptions.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess Trump with his final days is kind of just saying no mas. So basically, yeah. So now it's coming from Turkey. So we'll see how that works.
The final thing that we do, well, we do two other things. We're going to launch a production team. We have content that we're putting out that's conscious. It's not boring. That we have Royal heading up. Royal's doing a great job. She's just not been able to get everything done because of just COVID and everything. But that's launching production. So if you're an actor, if you're somebody that's involved in screenwriting, you write stories, send it to us. We want to look at it. We have actors and stuff to act out your thing. We give out scholarships for that. The last thing that I'm very proud of for this year, we are launching, which is called T&I Health, the Noble Institution Telehealth. It launched January 3rd. We launched 4 companies in a recession. 4 successful, making money, doing fine. But T&I is going to provide affordable health care for Texans every day. And I'm very proud of that because you know what? Where the government failed, we will pick up those pieces and we're either going to California next or we're going to Florida next. We will be nationwide probably after a year. But I want to give everybody the opportunity for affordable health care and do it from your home.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm going to cut this meeting off. Join blocks is $30 a month. You buy your own blocks, you must be in good standing. You want to do active trading, it's $100 a month. Fund your own account, control your own destiny. You want to do passive trading, it's $250 to fund your account, $500, which I recommend, or $1,000. You fund that, you make money daily. Take your winnings down, put them to the side, and collect them. Nicole posts awesome articles in the Vietnam Dinar group. I post all the time. Everybody's there to help you. It's up to you to decide for 2021. Do you want to sit there and wait on something to happen, or do you want to make it happen for yourself? And on that, I'll say good evening. I hope you have an awesome Sunday. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. I don't know what Buddhists share right now, but I hope it's an awesome holiday season for you. I will see you next Sunday with the rest of this gang. We'll do Iraq again, but I want to tell you what the Noble Institution, the sponsor of this video, it'll all be in the description. Join 5 blocks. Get in passive trading. Get in active trading. Don't sit around and wait for money to happen. Make it happen for yourself. Okay?
See you next year.
Yeah, see
See you next year.
Yeah.
Love all you guys. I love the Noble Institution. Shout out to my crew, all the TNI folks that put their heart, soul, and blood, sweat into this. Thank you, all you guys, for doing it with me. I'll see you guys next Sunday. It'll be a new year.
Yay!
All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye.
Nice.